Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, our friends. We are so lucky to have you, Patty Thompson, BP. Thank you so much. And
Rusty, MBG,
Greg Dixon, Beverly. Hello, Beverly. Too.
Esther Noel.
And I know most of you are cooking, and don't be jealous of us because we are cooked too. Tomorrow it will be even hotter. So
It's not that bad.
not that bad. And we have the same colors.
And we didn't even try.
Okay, so nice to see you, everyone. And yes, hot in Texas, hot in Alberta as well.
Rusty's asking, will the North Korean people ever know freedom and democracy?
Okay, when you have a candle and you are holding to the mirror, it's double light and everything is reflection. To me, that means that they have to see how well people in South Korea are doing. If they will have ability to see what's going on, then they will start making progress. Eventually, as they will see how it is, and they would like to have the same thing. You know, long time ago, the Victorian candle holders, sometimes they have mirrors to reflect more light. So, and with the technology going much more open, more people are educated in North Korea, computer-wise, and they will be the ones who will be seeing the more lighter picture from South.
Okay.
I have to understand why I see candle in the mirror.
Are you going to do any cards on that one?
Yeah, I'm pulling the 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Devil. Symbol of some rebellion. Something will be cooking. Eventually, they will be even feeling like put in the chains, and some new person will come out of that. They will have to have some revolution. Well, I can't look at you because someone wrote me. Thank you, Group 66. Thank you.
Because someone wrote what?
That when I'm talking to you, they can't
hear you.
So that's the reason I'm now I'm feeling I have to keep my mouth out of the picture. I have to make sure that I'm not putting my head towards you.
What is this first word?
Lani.
Lani Ann. She's asking, what does Ukraine have that Putin wants besides land and minerals?
They have the pride of being independent. And Putin is not... yeah, I answered that one. The independence and...
this is on a card where she wrote the answer, and then she does the cards for when she does her Fridays. And
because I didn't have time to answer.
She's getting behind.
I didn't have time on my last video to answer by myself, but I had that. So I said to Cheryl, if you don't have a questions, I have to take my bracelet. I can give you a few of mine. 3 cards.
1, 2.
And Putin is afraid of Zelensky. Ukraine has Zelensky, and Putin doesn't want that. He is, and they sent that woman who was supposed to kill him. There will be some moment that Zelensky will need some help of the doctor. And he is now in the worst situation because he dismissed so many people from his office.
You're talking about Putin?
About Zelensky. Zelensky is vulnerable no more.
So you had also written down as part of your answer when you saw it, there's another spy around him.
Yeah.
Male or female?
Okay, 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Symbol of turtle. I don't know what the sex is. I don't know how they can figure out sex with the turtles. Can anyone figure out that one? Because it's so covered. Someone who is very slowly moving. Someone who is dangerous because it's not moving fast. Someone who is helping with negotiations. The doctor or lover, so, and it's a dysfunctional family. So someone who is still in a close, who is close to Zelensky, but it's dangerous.
It's not another woman, is it?
I don't know. I can't tell you because it's the turtle, so it's not about her sex or his sex. It's all about the.
Rusty has another question. Do entities such as Bigfoot, dogmen, skinwalkers, fairies, etc., actually exist, or are they myth or something else?
Okay. It's funny because in the night I was switching, my husband was watching TV and then he was switching, and there was something about hunters for those unique creatures. And I thought, that moment it came to me, you are looking for something that doesn't exist. So that one I answered before I even knew. 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
When you're going through the graveyard or when you're going through the forest, your imagination is so open that you can imagine things that are not there. We are over. I was only once in the graveyard in the night. On the vacation, our last night of the camp, there is always a green night, and kids don't want to go to sleep because they are happy. Eventually they click with each other. They are so happy the last night on the camp, and they use usually toothpaste to make marks on each other if they are falling asleep. So he thought, I will take you guys to the graveyard in the night. You will be tired and you will be sleeping. Big mistake. We were very mischievous anyhow. But it was scary. It was absolutely scary to go through the graveyard. And it is, you are imagining things that they grow out of proportions. Even every bird, everything is tragedy. So, yeah, they will think that there's something is there, and people are afraid of those things. I don't know if I agree that they are existing, because now with the technology, it will be so easy to spot everything.
Well, I really enjoy Skinwalker Ranch.
Okay. They should take you to the graveyard.
Oh, I used to picnic in the graveyard. I like graveyards.
In the night?
Not at night, though.
No. Night is different.
During the day.
In Poland, the graveyard during the day is, especially in the Saint Day, like we have one day that everyone has to go to graveyard and put the candle. It's beautiful. Even in the night, the candles are growing. It's beautiful. But you can't compare this when the graveyard is dark. And no, I think now if the technology is so available that the drones can fly everywhere, they will spot.
I always found it interesting when people go to the graveyard to pay homage to their loved ones.
Oh, yes.
Except that they're always with us. So they follow us to the graveyard. They're right there, but they're always
Yeah.
with us. They're not just at the graveyard. Lonnie Land, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lonnie Land. Yes,
They're always with
and
us.
my sister-in-law yesterday, we were saying goodbye. I said, who are you going to see? And she said, oh, one lady is looking after her mom's graveyard.
Mhm.
And so, even my sister-in-law is in Canada. She still pays to someone to look after the graveyard.
Mhm.
We still have family, so we don't have to do that, but that's the way. Even over the ocean, we have to be responsible for the graveyard somehow.
Patty Thompson is asking, will Georgia put a restraining order on Trump for his big mouth, and will they be the one to finally put him in jail for violating it?
Maybe she is the woman.
Lots of women are lined up. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Wooden spoon. Did your mom spank you with wooden spoon?
She's threatened, but she never ever spanked. I'm going to have to use this, but she never ever did.
I never got spanked.
Well, that was her threat.
By my mom, but it is that's a symbol of every mother making rules. You don't do that. You don't do that. And so that she will be like a big mother to him. She will be having.
Will she actually do something then? Or is she just going to threaten?
She has to make.
Thank you,
artist. Thank you so much for your commitment. And well, there will be moments that she will probably charge him with something, and she will do a good job, and he will have to start be afraid.
Well, she would be the good one because it's a state crime. She'd be good to put him in with his mattress in jail overnight.
I don't know if they let him to bring his mattress. My husband said, no, that's not the way that they...
You never know what's sewing in the seam.
Probably they don't let him to have his own comfy mattress. He has to live the way as everyone else. Oh, it would be so nice to put him on the jail diet.
Yeah, give him a taste.
Yeah.
He's no different than anybody else.
But he feels always... Oh, she's asking question. Stop all funding to Jack.
Trump is putting pressure on the House Republicans to stop all funding for Jack Smith. Stop his investigations.
I wish I can tell you that that's possible. Those Republicans, unless they will be pulled by the collar to the same way as Trump, because that's a bunch of outlaws, lovers. They do that.
Well, that money's been already approved and allocated, so
yeah.
I think they'd have a tough time justifying it because there's still a lot of people on the fence, and they're not too happy with what's been going on.
They want. Nikki Haley said, "Enough of that drama."
Yeah.
She had that wooden spoon as well.
Well, even the Koch brothers, I mean, they're giving
They are
money.
not giving him money. No.
Not to Trump.
No.
Rick and Sandy Wilhite. A village in Peru claims they are being attacked by aliens in the Amazon forest called
face pillars.
Is it true? This is a question that Violetta had written out, so.
And I didn't answer that one.
Is it true?
I don't like the name of face pillar. 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
On any places where the aliens would like to land, I see it will be high elevation in Peru, but that's not the jungle. So unless some aliens went down to the jungle. They are cheating, and they are getting out of the cave once in a while, and surprise. So I don't think they are aliens. I think they are some criminals that are hiding. Aliens, they don't want any, usually they are choosing places where there is not that much viruses. And Amazon has a lot of different viruses. It's so. Thank you, Teresa, Carol. And it is, and it helps me to survive. Actually, I know that for a few days after I had so many donations, then my even Google sent me, letter that I'm doing so good, and now they cut in half my viewers. Thank you. It is that what I was talking about. What I was talking about.
We're talking about the aliens.
Aliens, yeah. Oh, they don't like to be in a polluted area, so that's the reason they were always building everything like in a desert, or like Egyptians, some places where they were not backed by population of people.
Patty Thompson is asking, will the U.S. soldier be able to leave North Korea?
Oh boy. King, his family name is. And this is a big problem because he ran by himself there.
Mm-hmm.
So Americans don't have any rights to take him home. And
will Kim Jong-un want to negotiate something to get him back?
Nothing. They are not talking anything about him. 3 cards.
1, 2,
Poor guy.
3.
They want to. It's like milking the cow.
North Korea?
North Korea is milking him like a cow. Every information that he can give them. If he was depressed before, he is depressed even more now. He had a problem, mental problem, and they are not nice to him. And he is sweaty, and he is in a turmoil because he's answering every question that he can give them,
but he's not high up.
He's not high up, but he still has some information that they might want him to tell them. How many people are in the in his group, who is, and so on. So they will be working on him. Actually, they will like him. And then he will have to make a decision if he wants to come back.
Would he try to come back as an agent of North Korea?
Probably, but
Nobody flip him. 1, 2, 3.
Silly moment of not thinking, and his life over there will be terrible. His life in USA will be terrible. He will be in institution for the rest of his life. Treated like a baby, struggling if he will come back, and he will be without any power because he will be testifying.
He was supposed to be put in jail when he came back for a few months.
So he is raining from the rain under the waterfall.
Hope's Garden has a question about William and Kate's relationship. Are they living separate lives?
And they were so much in love, cuddling and cuddling and cuddling. And what is that noise? Oh, yeah.
Kate and William.
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. It's just a game. I see like a little kids are who is the king. So he's holding the paper crown and putting on her head. So she is the one, and if as long as he will be listening to her, the marriage is safe, because she is the stronger of those two, and she needs to have the power. So he has to put the crown on her, and yes, you are my majesty, and that way she will be with him. If he's not obeying her rules, then there is no excitement. They both have problems with depression, and they are thinking about making some decision, but to start some new adventure in their life. I don't think it's beneficial for any of them to go separate ways.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So and first 5 years is really hard for any marriage, apparently. I didn't have that problem, but a lot of marriages have the first year, then 5 years, and 10. And when the kids are out of the house, then it's even worse.
Beverly is asking, was the Vatican involved in the disappearance of a 15-year-old music student, Emanuela Orlandi, in 1983?
Oh, I don't know anything about this. Can we leave that for Monday? So I can...
I'll just take a picture of it.
Thank you. Because, and then you can even, that the viewers can check who is that girl.
The case is being reopened. The family's been searching for her all these years, and evidence leads to the Vatican.
I think they are searching on the graveyards in Vatican. Okay, without knowing. And
I know that this one you may not want to answer. I don't know. Deanne DFL rocks. Will any elderly politicians like Feinstein, Grassley, McConnell, President Carter, Murdoch be passing away within a year? So many are in their 90s. Will Congress pass an age limit?
That's a different question, but
you had asked that one before.
For if someone will pass 1, okay.
2, 3.
I think more than 1 will pass away.
Well, Carter's in hospice care at home.
Yeah, but he's already 6 months or more, and he's still there.
He just refused treatment.
Yeah. Death card. Yes, this situation, there will be some death cards. And some of them will be cutting on work. Of course, Feinstein is not as aggressive as she was. McConnell will have to, but they will keep to the power to the last moment. And I said that they will be married till the death takes us apart, to their job. They will be married to the job till the death takes us apart.
Salevi is asking a question. Are our societies better because of divorce over the last 50 years? Divorce due to negative control, abuse, infidelities, mental health, addiction, etc. Are adults and children healthier and happier?
3 cards.
1.
Oh, 1 second.
1, 2, 3.
I couldn't forgive my mom that she didn't divorce her second husband. The first marriage was great to me, and I was upset that she divorced him, my father.
Mm-hmm.
And when she should divorce the second one, she didn't. So it's mixed feelings. With my father, I was upset that she divorced him, because they never argued. There was like perfect household for us. And then the second was the most horrible place to be around. And it's mixed feelings. There are good side and bad side. I can't say that it's equally good for everyone to be divorced or not to be divorced.
If it's an abusive relationship, it's better to get out.
It is for the person who is in the situation, but sometimes the kids are upset about the divorce of the parents.
It's not a reason to stay, to watch
I know.
because then it carries on.
But sleep on it. Don't rush to the decision ever. Queen of Love, always go with love as much as you can and try to repair if it's possible. If not, and every situation is different. I can't measure the same thing for everyone. And to be blessed in good marriage is so nice, but even the best marriages have sometimes problems with carrying on when there is a sickness. And if there is eventually some mental sickness, it is very hard. But some of us will stay because we feel that we have to look after someone who is mentally sick with Alzheimer or dementia.
A judge has assigned for the Georgia case, Scott McAfee, who became a Fulton Superior Court judge in February. As a prosecutor and state inspector general, he was responsible for investigating allegations for fraud, waste, and abuse in the executive branch of the state government. He was appointed by Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp. Here is a picture of him.
Can you show to the people? Maybe they can. Oh, look how nice it looks like.
Did he have a past life with Trump as well?
Oh, I thought what I think about him. He has a personality of the kid who was always, Mrs. So-and-so, he did that. Kind of.
Wanted attention?
Want attention and want everything, some control, because those kids who are tellers to the teachers are licking the teacher's hand, kind of.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how you call them.
So he's the teacher's pet?
Pet, oh, okay. He is that kind of, so he knows what is right, what is wrong.
Because a lot of them still have connections somehow with Trump. Does he have any connection at all?
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. I see him being on a roof in some of the places, like in Europe. You have that ability to go on a roof. You don't know what I'm talking about, but I can say that my husband and his best buddy, they were kids and they were going on the roof, and from the roof they could watch other people what they were doing. And some ladies will be half naked suntanning on the roofs. So he was observer in the past life of something that was not right. And from the roof, they had the vision for every household, if you will go with binoculars to the roof, you can watch what's going on in every household because the blocks were built. So I can see him being a witness as a kid of something horrific. And maybe that was Trump who was in the different lifetime. And but he was keeping his mouth shut. It was bugging him this lifetime. So this lifetime he wants to be a judge, to be on the right side, and if someone is not doing right, he will be able to see, to make a difference. So being a silent witness, he didn't have any power to say anything, and he didn't want to jeopardize. And it was blocks of households. Yeah, my husband was telling he is to this day, put the windows blind shade when you are changing clothes, because he's afraid of those young kids who can do that. Even we are not able to see our neighbors, because we have cedar trees between us and them. But my husband is always, you never know, the little kid can see it.
Mhm.
I don't see him being family oriented, kind of related to
Trump.
Trump. No, but he was witnessing some abuse through the windows.
But not necessarily Trump committing the abuse.
I don't know if it was Trump. I don't know.
Mhm.
But he was the kind of, look, the tower is coming today, and the lonely person. I pulled those cards today, this one 3 times. It is something that he wants to make a difference, but he wants to be as honest as possible to his own criteria. But as a teacher pet, he is sometimes able to.
He wants attention as well. So hopefully he does a good job then.
And as he might do a good, but I don't see him being brave enough to stand up for something.
So if Trump pushes,
He might be
he'll
pulling,
give in.
he might be pulling out because he will be afraid of consequences.
Oh, okay.
Teachers' pets are usually the Mrs. This, Mrs. That.
Lonnie Land is
I
asking.
got the only ones. It was for 1 year on the preventorium. My mom was sick, so they took me to the place. It's like orphanage, and I got.
That's when you were sick.
I was not sick.
Well, you weren't.
My mom was sick.
Oh, okay.
I was between 6 and 7 for 1 year, and my brother was in different preventorium, but prevention from being sick. And so they took me at the end of the.
So it's a sanatorium.
No, sanatorium is different.
You were in a sanatorium, weren't you?
I was when I was 3.5 years old. But preventorium, my parents were in the dispute of
So that was a
separating,
protective.
and my mom didn't want my father to have custody of us. And then they were reunited, and I remember the good times, but they were not perfect marriage. And so she went for tuberculosis for 1 year to sanatorium, and I was in a preventorium. And the end of the time, everyone was for 1 year there, and they gave me a special. The principal, she said, we never gave that recognition to anyone, but Violetta will get that recognition and the book for not telling on anyone else, not being teacher's pet. She was able to make everything between her and someone else, but never going and telling me. So, and I thought, what? I never even thought that I was not going and complaining about anyone else. But he is a symbol of complainer to me.
So will that be good or bad for this case?
3 cards.
1, because this is a Georgia case.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
He will be juggling. It is not that it will be easy for him to be. He will try to be as good as possible. Secrets, keeping them for himself, the hermit, and it will be a battle for him. So sometimes he will have to take a role to fight the dragon on the bottom of the picture. So he will have to take some measurements because he will be force, and the Republican will try to force him to go their way.
Now, Mark Meadows, he's trying to move the Georgia case brought against him to federal because he said he was just doing his job as chief of staff. But his request is before U.S. District Judge Steve Jones, an appointee of former President Barack Obama. Will it be successful, or will it be thrown back to Georgia? Not all of it was his role as chief of staff. He was an insurrectionist as well. 1, 2, 3.
He had some agreement with Jack Smith, and he doesn't have the same agreement with
Georgia.
In Georgia.
Because one's federal, one's...
Yeah, that's his problem. And in Georgia, he is still in hot seat, but so his problem is that he would like to go back to the government looking, well, Jack Smith looking at the same treatment as Jack Smith, and how this one, the law will be law, dysfunctional family, and he will have to keep balance, and he will have to probably be telling Fani Willis all about Trump, so he will be collaborating with Fani Willis as well. If he wants to save his...
So will he end up in prison for a short period of time, or because the minimum is 5 years?
Yeah, 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
I see a symbol of trading. He will give her some information and he will be feeling free. He needs to lean on her. What he will put, he will receive. So symbol of kind of trading. And he will do a good job. He will go against Trump.
And Trump is trying to do the same.
Oh, yeah.
They have to each do it individually?
Probably. I don't know enough. We will be experts.
It was on the TV last night.
We will be experts of the...
And it said each case has to be filed separately.
Uh-huh.
And Trump wants it into the federal because then he can be pardoned.
Pardoned, yes, by someone else or by himself, even he thinks, but he shouldn't be. With the law being so twisted, I don't know. He probably can twist even more.
So does Fani Willis actually win this case? One, 2, 3.
He's snow plower in our highway. When the snow plower is going, there are mountains on one side, on another. I think and the road is clear, so she will have the power to do what is right. And some people, even if they were guilty, they will get free tickets because they will be on the right, helping her. She will fulfill her dreams. Another shower. We never had that many times shaky towers.
Well, we're talking about Trump here, though.
Yeah, and about those situations. And the grass will be greener. For some of them will be greener. So probably instead of applying to put me somewhere else, they should apply. Can I be the first one telling you the story? And Meadows is already telling, it was not my fault, but I will tell you my side of the story. I think he wrote a book, so that's...
Who, Mark Meadows?
Mark Meadows.
Yeah.
So it should be his story already in a book, but he was not too honest yet.
Lonnie Land is asking, did Fani Willis and Jack Smith intentionally file opposite types of indictments? Fani's is extensive, Jack's is still unfolding. Because Jack did his just as the United States as Trump. Yeah, whereas hers is a great big list.
Yeah. 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Jack Smith is still bubbling, so he is still putting air, and the bubbles. It's like when kids are playing with the soap.
Mm-hmm.
That when you blow
bubbles into glass,
but when you are blowing in the water, the water has more air, and she is just doing one big bubble.
Well, she says that she's she's not going to talk about an ongoing investigation that she's with Jack Smith on, but she's also working with the other states, different states that have the same problem.
The same. And so if she is not successful, he can be charged in different states as well. So it's not over until it's over. The battle's just started. She's going to fulfill her dream second time today. And Angel of Justice. She is strong on the, how you call this, against the mafia, RICO. She's strong on that kind of game. And Jack Smith is just putting one picture on the wall and aiming on that one. Different approach, different, and then the other people can be still included in different cardboards to aiming on them. So far, Jack Smith is just doing this on Trump. I like her way of dealing. Her father was a lawyer, a judge, and she grew up with her father. Her parents divorced, and she must be really having this in her blood, and she feels that it's her mission on life to do this. So that's different when someone feels I have to deliver the best outcome because this is my life story. I'm not going to skip any rock. I will be doing as good a job as possible.
Now, Craig Dixon is asking, does Fani Willis have a future indictment for Lindsey Graham? One, two.
Her stove is so busy. She doesn't have any more room to cook anything.
Maybe she'll let Jack Smith take care of him.
For my wedding, I was the one who was a cook one day before with my aunt. It was so hot, and we were wearing just skimpy, just underwear and bra, because it was so hot, and we were making food for 60 few people, and that was very hard. Yes, she is playing only what she wanted to play with. She's sleeping on some others, and she wants to be secure. Her security is so important. So catching too many things when you don't have a stove to cook on, there is no point.
Craig Dixon is asking about
maybe in the future, but not yet.
Mike, the My Pillow guy. What's going to happen to him?
First, that he's going to dye his hair. He's always changing hair for.
Well, he's sure losing money.
Oh, he lost so much money. 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
But I see him sleeping on the street on one of his pillows. So he's going to lose everything. Everything. Just one pillow he will have to sleep on the street.
Oh. Considering he owns the pillows.
Cheating, the secrets will come out, and he will need someone to financially support him, because he will be without money. And he loves that, what I'm saying, what is floating behind the ship and saying we are moving.
BQ.
It's rhyming with it. And starting with S.
Yeah. It's like sheets of stuff. BQ is asking, I was wondering, why is Putin so interested in helping the Mexican president? One, 2, 3.
It's a diplomatic, putting finger everywhere. So tasting every cake, kind of, how can he get beneficial from everything. So he is checking, like when we are checking the cake. Not advisable, but making good decisions for himself, making Russia more secure, and he's fulfilling his dreams. It's working for Putin. He is messing up in South America, in Africa. That's his way of gaining his strength.
Just wait a second.
Old horse blanket. For entertainment only. Yeah.
It is. And thank you very
Greg
much for
Dixon.
subscribing, for sharing this information. And
Greg Dixon said, I will pass by and gave him an old horse blanket. And the horse hair are very itchy. So that will be.
we used to use it in insulation in houses to hold the mortar together.
Yeah.
Jean Davis is asking, how will the United States move beyond the extreme polarization we are currently experiencing?
How
will the United States move beyond the extreme polarization we are currently experiencing?
Polarization, so two sides?
Yeah, really divided.
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
You need a big mama in the power, a woman who will be able to unite the country somehow. From different point of view. Like, that they, and it is that it's so unbelievable how divided the country is. Yeah, to balance. Cook everything open and see how that will be, and then that person will have to make good decisions for everyone and be more able to communicate. Because it's someone who will have respect from both parties.
Melissa's asking, huge case in my hometown about a murdered Boston officer, John O'Keefe, on January 29th, 2022. Was it a cover-up, or did his girlfriend Karen Reed accidentally hit him?
Again, I don't have the clue. I will pull 3 cards, but three cards.
1, 2, 3. John O'Keefe.
I need to have more information. I can't really say. I just see handcuffs on someone, instead of holding the handcuffs, is putting in the pocket. So it's not that they want to stop someone or arrest, and they are choosing different approach, because when police is putting the handcuffs in the pocket, they are not acting
like they were going to arrest anybody.
Yeah. Big boss cheating and cutting on some work, so maybe there was some investigation. Not enough knowledge I have about this. I can tell you only those information, and sometimes that's more important than I don't sometimes need to know too much, but when I'm doing reading with a person, at least I have some idea, related, and the energy is there. But here there is no energy for me to hang on to.
Vivian had made a comment. She has a subscription and hits the notifications, but she never receives a message. What is wrong? Unsubscribe and resubscribe and hit the bell again. I had to do that for almost a 2-month period. I was off every time. I never got a notification, and I had to do it over and over and over again.
Thank you, Barb Snowberger. Thank you. And we will be finishing because I have to make a phone call.
Elizabeth Gunter is asking, what is the future of regenerative medicine?
Regenerative, it's more like those stem cells and something
Yeah,
like that.
that would be in there.
Okay, 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
I see pigs, and I know that they can grow pigs here for humans as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I see the big plantation probably of, they will be taking chances, the sun will be shining, so it will be more open, more pleasing, and a lot of people beneficial will be from that whole bunch. There will be reason for partying, for celebrating. Okay.
Now, there was concern about this one. Elizabeth Gunter again. How worried should we be about the new COVID variant? Thank you, Barb. 1, 2, 3.
Some of us wouldn't even know too much about this. Like I went through the COVID, and my husband was fighting cancer that time.
Mhm.
And I told him he has to sleep downstairs. Of course, he refused to sleep in the guest room because there is no TV. So he was sleeping on the sofa. But 2 o'clock he was, or 1 o'clock he was in our bed. And I couldn't kick him out. And he didn't get COVID. 3 months later, he got COVID. And I thought, I already had it, so nothing affected me. Everyone will be different. Everyone will have some immunity. And some people have those injections. I had 3. And then I said, I'm not taking anymore. And he had 3. And he survived, I survived. And he was going for radiation, and he had COVID.
Mhm.
And they told him, yes, come in for the radiation. And he thought, they can disinfect that machine. And he was going and spreading his germs, and they didn't want him to stop. And there were so many sick people with cancer waiting for radiation, and he was going there. Rainbow of a family, angel of health. Looks like there will be some casualties and some will be good outcomes. Those 2 cards came together. So, as I said in a vision, some people will be affected and some will have free pass. What is meant to be, it's meant to be. I can't say that.
And I had 4 shots and I escaped it all.
Yeah, you didn't have, and I had.
And I was even taking care of a person who was in long-term care who had it during the time that she was active, so that she was cared for.
Yeah, so you see, it is, some people are resistant and some people will be very sick.
So one question here, Justice Warrior is asking, do you have a remedy for something? It feels stuck in the back of her throat. And she feels like puking all the time.
Oh, boy.
Do you have anything?
Well,
An answer was given that she should
my
see.
mom was giving us, in Polish, salvia and sage to gargle the mouth.
Okay.
You make you make a remedy out of putting boiling leaves of sage in the water. It's not the easiest taste, and gargle this, and it's a disinfection. Or salt as well. Salt is good when you have anything related to when you are starting feeling that you have tiny problem with your throat. So water with salt is for gargling, and the same with sage. Those I know. And I was saying that you have to share something today.
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
digging holes.
Oh, okay.
I'm dog sitting. And so at the house,
And the dog's name is Lady.
the dog's name is Lady. Yeah, it's a family member. Anyways, I'm dog sitting and there's a great big hole by the deck. And so I asked the owner if it was man-made or if there's another animal that comes into the yard. And she says, no, it was Lady. So you gave the answer right away on how to stop Lady from doing this after I fill in the hole.
Yeah. And it works for my 3 dogs so far. When the dog is young and they like to do that or whatever, she's not that young, but when the dog is doing that, find somewhere her poo or his poo, put in that hole and cover it slightly, not too much. And the smell will be disgusting. And we did a few times in different spots, and then Vivi stopped doing this, and every one of our dogs stopped playing.
They're not digging for treasure.
No, they are not, because there is already a piece of gold. So they don't have to look for a treasure, for entertainment only.
So in prayers today as well, Love Light is asking for prayers for the people of Haiti.
Of course. Yeah.
And Bonnie Curry is asking for prayers. She's had a knee replacement and she would like prayers on that. Justice Warrior is asking about her sore throat and do see a doctor if you need to.
Yes, of course. It is just the sage is kind of temporary, but best to see a doctor if something is not more serious there. We want to pray for people who survive in Haiti, for the souls who left. They must have been in horrific pain dying. And all the best to anyone who is related to those people. You are suffering so much, and we want to send you good energy, protection, and anyone who is suffering anywhere all over the world and need our compassion and our energy, please take that energy and feel united with the good energy.
Yeah, and receive it.
Okay. Thank you so much, and see you Monday with Cheryl on the live again at 11 a.m. And that will be probably the day that Trump will be going
where?
To jail to make his footprint, not only footprints, but...
Well, he doesn't have to, none of the ones in the Georgia case have to show up for their fingerprinting and all the rest until the 25th. It's not this Friday, it's the Friday after.
Oh, okay.
But there's talk that he's planning not to go.
Oh, no, he will have some talk on Monday.
On Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his defense all laid out.
Yeah, he wants to.
But nobody can ask him any questions.
Yeah, he wants to put more mud on your window and say,
yeah.
Can you see? Can you see? No.
So will he
and
go?
Now can you see me?
Will Trump go willingly? Or will he resist and have to be arrested?
Oh, I pulled the cards away. Always surprised by the end of the video.
Oh, yeah, there was another question I'd asked.
No.
Last week.
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
He will be nasty throughout the day.
Until he has to go.
Until he has to go. It's like taking a toy who is sitting on your bed and sometimes you toss it. So that will be, he will have to make that decision. He will take chances and he knows what will be the next thing. So
he will go.
He will have to go, but he is not.
But he won't be dragged.
Well,
he won't be arrested and dragged.
He will be tossed. So
okay.
That's the same kind of way.
So listen, Violetta does her reading, so ask questions, and she'll go through those questions and answer as many as she can on Friday night by herself, post it again Saturday morning. And on that Saturday morning comment section is where the complimentary reading comes in, gifted by Tom and Janet Berg.
Thank you.
They gifted a half an hour reading for the winner of the whoever receives on the comment section. So write a comment on Saturday's video. And then on Monday, Violetta will be doing the draw for who receives that complimentary
So
reading.
always watch for, and it will be posted on the Sunday video. Saturday video, it will be posted, the winner. So,
but the draw won't be made until Monday at the end.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you.
Go back to the Saturday video because that will be
where the comments come
from.
Thank you very much for joining us today, and take care.
Thank you. See you next time. 1 hour. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.